Everyone, and welcome to Demo Day here at the Niagara Falls Exchange. My name is Matt Anthony.
And I'm Dan Bordenave.
And on behalf of the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub, we're so excited to have you here tonight. Are you guys ready to have a great night tonight?
I think we can do better than that. Are you guys ready to have a great night tonight? There we go. Well, before we begin, I'd like to bring up our office manager, Nicole Smith, to share our land acknowledgement. Nicole, welcome to the stage. Jimmy, call him up.
Thank you, and good evening, everybody. We will begin this event by acknowledging that the land on which we gather has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. As settlers, we're grateful for the opportunity to meet here, and we thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Long before today, as we gather here, there have been Indigenous peoples who have been the stewards of this place. In particular, we acknowledge the traditional territory
Everyone, and welcome to Demo Day here at the Niagara Falls Exchange. My name is Matt Anthony.
And I'm Dan Bordenave.
And on behalf of the
covered by the Upper Canada Treaties and is within the land protected by the
Niagara Falls Innovation Hub, we're so excited to have you here tonight.
Today, this gathering place is home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples, and acknowledging this reminds us that our great standard of living is directly related to the resources and friendship of Indigenous people.
Thank you. Round of applause for Nicole Smith, office manager.
Call him up.
Thank you.
This time I want to bring some
And good evening, everybody.
First, please help me welcome
We will
MP.
begin this event by acknowledging that the land on which we gather has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. As settlers, we're grateful for the opportunity to meet here, and we thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Long before today, as we gather here, there have been Indigenous peoples who have been the stewards of this place. In particular, we acknowledge the traditional
Everyone, and welcome to
Today, and these frigid
Demo Day.
I'm happy to state that this past year, we supported over 100
Here at the Niagara Falls Exchange. My name is Matt Anthony.
And I'm Dan Bordenave.
And on
Right here in our great city and region. In fact, of the over 150 companies we supported, 80% of them were right here from the region, and 64% of them were located right here.
Niagara Falls Innovation Hub, we're so excited to have you here tonight.
These numbers are more than statistics, ladies and gentlemen. These represent livelihoods, families,
and acknowledging this reminds us that our great standard of living is directly related to the resources and friendship of Indigenous people.
This success did not happen. Thank you. Thank you. Round of applause for Nicole Smith, office manager.
Call him up.
Thank you.
This time I want to bring some
And good evening, everybody.
First, please help me welcome
We will begin
MP.
this event by acknowledging that the land on which we gather has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. As settlers, we're grateful for the
The University of Niagara Falls, Canada, the Government of Ontario, Niagara Region Economic Development, Meridian, Ontario Power Generation, the McCall-McBain Foundation, and of course, tonight's sponsors, FMI Securities, Michael Plantai, Evan Tech Solutions, and Westbridge Benefits, and the Exchange Arts and Cultural Hub. Let's give all of our sponsors and funders a big round of applause. I also want to take the time to thank our amazing team here at the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub, who have worked so hard and got right back into it, right back into the grind after New Year's to organize and execute this incredible event we have here today. A special thanks to Emma, Teresa, Nicole, Katie, Roseanne, Dave, Brandy, Fallon, and our coaches, Lou, Blaine, Melanie, Ray, Laurent, Emmanuel, Lisa, Sean, Luciana, Rahi, and of course Marina, who is our business programs coordinator and the one who is the lead on this great event tonight. Without all of this, nothing would be possible, and the regional powerhouse this innovation has become will not be at the incredible level that it is now. So please Give me a round of applause for the amazing staff at the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Dan. And before we dive into the evening, a few housekeeping and safety notes. As we can see here, washrooms are located down the hall from the main entrance. Emergency exits are clearly marked throughout the venue, so please take a moment to note the exit closest to you. There is a cash bar available this evening in the back left, as well as food trucks located outside on the patio. And of course, the cafe, Singing, which is located at the back of the exchange and will be open throughout the course of the event. If you have any questions at any point tonight, feel free to ask a member of the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub team or stop by the registration desk, and we're happy to help. And if you are planning on drinking tonight, we have one of our amazing companies, Zoom Niagara, available for ride services. All you have to do is visit zoom.cab, that's zoom.cab, or download the Zoom app. And at this time, you'll notice QR codes posted throughout the venue. And these are for our People's Choice Award, sponsored by FMI Securities and Michael Plantai. And how this works is the following. You visit the demo booths, scan the QR code, and vote for the top 2 businesses for their chance to win a People's Choice Prize Award. When voting, take place into account the problem, the innovative solution, and the quality of the demo booth. Voting will close at 8 p.m. sharp, so be sure to get your votes in. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here's how the rest of the evening is going to go. Right now, the booths are open, and now is the time for you to meet the founders, ask questions, and explore what they're building in each of their respective businesses. At 6:30 p.m., we'll transition to our live pitch competition here on the main stage. All right, everyone. If I could give your attention towards the main stage here, we're going to be starting our live pitch competition very shortly. This is also a friendly reminder to vote for your People's Choice Awards for the top 2 businesses for their chance to win the People's Choice Prize Award, which will be selected and closed by 8 p.m. sharp. We also encourage you to keep mingling, but also if you want to listen to the pitches more in-depthly and more attentively, please be sure to use the headphones and make sure it's set to the blue setting. Not the green setting, the blue setting. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, the judges are looking good right there. Yeah, let's go. Beautiful. All right, everyone. With that being said, it's time for our live pitch competition. And each company is going to have 5 minutes to pitch, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A with our judges. But before we begin, I want to share a bit of context about the companies you're about to see on stage. And each of tonight's pitching startups comes from our Investor Readiness Program, or known at the Hub as our IRP program. This is our tech accelerator where founders spend 5 months refining their business models, validating their markets, and strengthening their traction and preparing to pitch to investors. Being selected to pitch tonight represents a major milestone, and these founders have earned their place on this stage tonight. So each company will have 5 minutes to pitch, followed by the 5 minutes of Q&A, and we're joined by our judges, and we're honored to have an incredible panel join us this evening. So please, everyone, do me a big favor in welcoming our judges. We have Eleanor Pino. Guys, give it up. A big round of applause for Eleanor. Eleanor is the co-founder of MycoPet, which is a Niagara-based startup innovating in sustainable pet nutrition. Eleanor is also a past Demo Day winner and a valued member of our alumni committee. Next, we have Alex Morsink. And we're joined by Alex, who's the CEO of Equivesto, a licensed equity crowdfunding portal and exempt market dealer operating across Canada. Alex specializes in helping early-stage companies access capital to connect with investors, making him an ideal addition for our Demo Day judging panel. Next, we have Fred Davies. Give it up for Fred. Fred is a member of Parliament for Niagara South, founder of the Blue Ocean Angels, and CEO of the Niagara Business and Innovation Fund. Fred brings decades of experience as an entrepreneur and investor with a strong focus on supporting innovation and scaling high-potential businesses in our region. Also, we want to give a big welcome to Dean Spirinello. Dean is our Economic Development Officer with the City of Niagara Falls with over a decade of experience supporting business growth and community. Dean brings in a strong and local economic lens to evaluating today's founders and their ventures. Give it up one more time for our amazing judges. So thank you so much for being here and supporting our founders. And with that, I'm going to pass things off to Dan.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Give it up for Matt Anthony, our host for tonight, everybody. Our first company pitching tonight is called TradeWorks Environmental. TradeWorks is a woman-led organization, a technology, and a company delivering sustainable solutions for organic waste and wastewater treatment. Trust me, our Niagara Falls Stanley location can certainly use their solutions. By combining process expertise, specialized equipment, and advanced analytics, they help organizations reduce environmental impact while lowering operational cost. Please help me welcome Manny Mancini from TradeWorks Environmental.
Thank you so much. Are you setting the timer? Hello, everyone. My name is Manny Mancini. I'm founding partner of TradeWorks Environmental. And when people ask me what I do, I say your number 2 is my number 1. I'm not kidding. We all eat and we all poop, but like many people, I never thought about what happens when you flush the toilet or where our wasted organics end up. Do you? Now multiply that by billions of people, and the reality is that our systems can't keep pace. And that's why, sorry, and that's why the organic waste and wastewater treatment industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's rapidly growing. Consumption is increasing, and our systems can't keep pace. And current practices are reactive, expensive, heavy footprint, and they're not sustainable. And the problem is that when systems fail, you and I pay the price. And the impact is real. I'm clicking them incorrectly. And the impact is real because imagine stepping into a beach that looks like that. And this isn't just a developing nation issue. In Toronto and even here in Niagara, we hear about beach closures, contamination sites, the future that TradeWorks is trying to prevent. So at TradeWorks, we develop, oh my gosh, this clicker. We develop nature-based solutions to help optimize organic waste and wastewater. We combine biology, equipment, and analytics in order to address problems at source. You know, the neighborhood odors, fatbergs in your sewer system, excess sludge in treatment plants. Using our proprietary hydro process, we prevent the problems that lead to system failures. We are powered by nature, proven by science, and driven by our passion to make a difference that communities can feel. We apply our solutions across the entire ecosystem of wastewater, from the collection system, the treatment plant, throughout the entire process. Our process restores the biological process. It's like taking vitamins to improve performance and extend the life of existing assets. Now, imagine this. This product I hold in my hand, dosed in the collection system, not only targets odor, it breaks down FOG and reduces excess sludge. What does that mean? It means no stink at schools, no stink in parks, no odors in communities that, like our waterways. And we're doing this already in tourist countries like Hawaii, and we're even being featured in industry magazines. So what makes us different? Instead of being reactive and using chemicals or equipment, we use specialized biology to target the issues at the source, and our results speak for themselves. Less odor, less sludge, improved performance in weeks, not years. This is the future we're trying to create because the impact is downstream. This is what success looks like. Cleaner water, improved systems, resilient infrastructure. Communities can appreciate and enjoy. And we already have a global footprint. We're scaling globally. We have deployments with municipal and industrial clients in North America, including Europe and Asia. We are supported by Global Affairs Canada and Asia Pacific Foundation, and we're heading on a big tour with them because we are signing next month some significant contracts that are really going to change the trajectory of our growth. And how we grow and how we scale is through partnerships and distributorships with companies that actually have access directly to the clients that we need to serve. And all this is supported by an international and expert team. At our booth, I have one of our team members from Europe who's here visiting us, and he also worked at the UN. So we have the capacity to scale. And our model is a recurring revenue model. We call it a WAS, wastewater as a service. What we do is we bundle our product, our analytics, as well as our tech support. And once a facility starts to use our technology, they're hooked. And this creates predictable income and scalable income. And we're growing quickly. And we have a funnel and the trajectory that shows that we are bringing sustainability back into the marketplace and making it successful. We've already raised millions of dollars of non-diluted funding to get us to where we are today, and we're raising 1.5 million US in order to help us scale, to add more of an AI component to our technology and to expand and commercialize internationally. So, to the investors, I hope you can see that sustainability can be sexy. We can provide access to revenue opportunities as well as making a difference. And to all you, the rest of the audience, I hope that I have at least created a bit of an awareness to be mindful of your footprint. And remember, next time you flush the toilet, your number 2 is my number 1. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presentation. Quick question on your business model. Could you talk a little bit more about specifically what you're charging to your partners and what your margins look like?
Good question. So we have 2 models. We either go direct to municipalities, or we typically, in different markets, work through distributors that have a local presence. And so our pricing models vary according to the pathway into our channel. And so typical margin, our products are around 30% to 40%. As we scale, we'll be able to produce more cost-effective products. And your other question was, what do we charge our customers for our product? So it all depends on what the problem is we're trying to solve. We have a suite of formulations according to what the targets are. So imagine that by adding our product, we can change the energy use in a treatment plant. We can cut that in half. So we are looking at a savings model in addition to the product cost. So we offset the cost, as well as we're now looking at models of participating in a savings model. We're now starting to get recognized in the industry and scientifically papered. So it's giving us a more opportunity to play with that model. Yeah. So the question is, what is the impact that we would have on a facility from a cost perspective when they apply our technology? So just imagine, by adding our product into the system, we can reduce sludge. 50 to 60% of an OPEX budget in a treatment plant is based on sludge management, hauling it, treating it, doing something further to it. We can cut that significantly, as you can see from the numbers. So we can add 20 to 30% savings on that cost, as well as we are conservative in our numbers, 20% on their energy savings. And we reduce the need to jet lines because there's no fats or grease, reduced maintenance. So there are many, many touch points of where we can find savings, and that's the model we use. So we can create stickiness.
Thank you, Manny. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Is your product a reoccurring application? Or are you like, what's the life cycle of application until next use for a customer?
Do you take vitamins?
No, but my wife tells me I probably should.
Right. So when you take vitamins, you take them daily. So our product is deployed daily because we inoculate the system and we have our bacteria dominate. So when a facility starts using us, they use us to continue having the benefits. So it's a really great model. And some of our clients have been with us for over 5 years. And as we get the value in the use case, we scale into other deployments. We just started a recent project in the area. And we just deployed the project this week, and we already have 3 other plants they're talking to us about. It's math and science, so the numbers don't lie. And our bugs are hungry.
Good presentation. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about your current cap table? What money you've raised? You want to raise 1.5 million US. What is the structure of that investment? Is it a safe? Is it equity? Is it a kind of debenture? What are you looking for the investment, and what is the minimum investment?
Good question. The capital we've raised funded by partners, as well as through revenue, and we have received significant federal and provincial government support, and we are users of many of the programs because of the technology that we have. So that's how we have been surviving. We're in revenue and growing our revenue base. This presentation was based, and our original raise was based on the trajectory before we've landed some very significant opportunities. Right now, I'm heading on a 5-week tour with the Global Affairs with all the ambassadors there because we're signing some very big deals. So that structure will change pretty quickly because within the next, if you follow us on LinkedIn, you'll hear some really good news about some of the size of the groups that we are bringing to the table that already have market access ready to go. I hope I answered your question. We'll have to, yeah. We were looking initially for a safe. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Give it up for Manny Mancini, everybody. Thank you so much. Perfect, everybody. Next to the stage, we're going to bring a gentleman that has an amazing setup in the left corner, or right corner there. Your left, my right. He recently is working with FIFA World Cup 2026, and they're building the future of soccer training with high-tech Canadian Niagara-made equipment that transforms skill development into a fun, data-driven experience. Their technology helps athletes, coaches, and training facilities track progress, unlock potential, and elevate. Please help me welcome Mark from That Soccer Training Place.
Hold it close? Oh. Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Green, and I am the founder of That Soccer Training Place. Today, I want to talk to you about a literal and figurative revolution in how we train, measure, and understand soccer development. It was early 2020, and at that time, less than 100 people in Ontario had passed from the mysterious disease, COVID-19. My dad was one of them. What followed was an exploration into depression, and like a lot of people, I was searching for meaning and anything that had felt normal again. So I joined an indoor recreational soccer league, and I was partnered with a group of the most amazing individuals. We lost almost every game that year. But more importantly, that's where I met Marina, who introduced me to the Innovation Hub, and there they nurtured my idea of opening an indoor soccer training facility using high-tech equipment that I had sourced from the UK to pivoting and now being the licensed Canadian manufacturer of that equipment. There are over 24 million active soccer players in North America. The average family spends $2,500 a year on youth sports. We're not asking for parents to spend more. We're making that measurable. I think almost everyone here can think of a time that they were either dropped off their kid at practice or they were that child being dropped off at practice. You drop them off, you go grab a coffee, an hour later you look up from your phone, oh, how did it go? Good is usually the only response you get. You don't really know how they did. They don't really know how they did. That soccer training place changes that. We use elite sensor-driven training technology to measure exactly what matters in soccer performance. Sprint lanes to measure speed with and without the ball. Precision wall targets to measure shot accuracy and power. multiple size training rings that can measure passing accuracy, vision, and reaction time. And all of that data is fed into the data hub, where every session is tracked, stored, and comparable over time. No more guesswork, no more asking, am I getting better? Am I getting faster? Listen, without a doubt, wherever we set this up, we always have 3 to 5 players that just want to compete with each other for that top score. I got 71. Well, yeah, well, I got 73. Yeah, well, I got 75, and I didn't even miss any. In Ontario, there are 350,000 active soccer players. Roughly 30% play in organized clubs, with about 8% at a competitive level. That gives us approximately 85 high-level clubs for our phase 1 target to answer that one question: how did it go? With just a 5% adoption rate, that opportunity scales quickly. Ontario becomes Canada, Canada becomes the US. This isn't a single facility business, it's a repeatable rollout model. And our timing couldn't be better. Between the FIFA Club World Cup and the 2026 World Cup and the Olympics, soccer will dominate North America for years to come. We have over 1,000 days of global attention ahead of us. Our current revenue is coming mainly from marketing rentals, the FIFA World Cup being the most recent one in December for the group stage draw. We are also proud to announce our first sale. That unit sold for $21,000 at a 38% margin, with a total invoice of $58,000 after add-ons. We're also currently in negotiations with a local mall to operate a 6-month pop-up shop, which will allow us to showcase our equipment on a revenue sharing basis, assisting us in our target of $500,000 in revenue this year. It's a manufacturing model that is scalable and repeatable. Today, I am seeking $250,000. That capital allows us to build demonstration units, activating our newest showcase with the Niagara Penn Center, and finally allowing us to run targeted marketing campaigns in multiple sectors. This is about visibility, validation, and early adoption. Soccer is changing. Parents want answers. Players want proof. That soccer training place delivers both. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the presentation. You mentioned that you have a licensing agreement with the technology developer from the UK. Could you go specifically about the terms of that licensing agreement, of course, that you can share publicly, and exactly sort of your role essentially as a reseller or what your business does specifically?
Yeah, so the license agreement that I have right now is a 5-year agreement that's extendable to 10 years. It is for the electronics that is purchased out of the UK from a company called Elite Skills Arena. They are the ones that initially came up with the concept. And on my side over here, I am licensed to manufacture the equipment here in Canada, purchase the electronics from them, and piece them together here. Yeah.
Tell me about the parent company, the company that owns this technology. Where are they? What are their sales like? How pervasive are they in the market? Do they also attract professional athletes who use this for training? I mean, paint me a bit of a picture of the developers of this technology.
Sure, that's a great question. The parent company itself is about 10 years old. They're out of Bournemouth, the UK. It's about an hour outside of London. And the business itself was started by the former owner of the Bournemouth Football Club, who was watching his players practice and realized that the only player that's actually doing something is the guy in the middle. Everybody else was kind of standing around, so he developed this kind of a training circuit for his players. And right now, they've been there for about 10 years. They are in almost every major EFL club, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, some of the lower ones, Leicester, that kind of thing. And they've purchased the equipment and they use it mainly in their youth academy for the upcoming kids. And they also use it for rehab. So when they don't want players to get injured by playing with other players, it's easy enough to put them in these training circles, or with a wireless circuit that we have, allow them to run around without the fear of getting injured. So it is quite popular already.
So you're manufacturing domestically, which I'm very happy to hear, but tell me why you've made that decision as opposed to importing the completed goods. Are they custom made, or tell me a bit about that decision?
Again, another great question. So originally when I came to the hub, I came to the hub to open an indoor soccer training facility with this equipment that I had found and sourced from the UK. That was the original business plan. Since joining the hub, talking with coaches, talking with people there, I made the pivot to ask the parent company, can I be your manufacturer in Canada? And instead of having one facility, can I manufacture it and sell it to every facility? So that's kind of the evolution, went from owning one place to being able to sell it to every place. Yeah.
I'm interested to learn more about your market. So you're looking at elite soccer clubs with teams and many different teams that they're training. Mm-hmm. And then you're also doing the profit sharing at the mall here, which is going to be more consumer-based, I assume. Mm-hmm. So is this looking at kind of how in hockey, everybody has a hockey net with the netting and they shoot and try to target practice?
Right. Very similar to that, yes. The markets that we're currently going after, I kind of see three separate markets. One being that youth elite training academy. I see the marketing side of it. The one unit that, like as an example, the one unit that we have sold was to a marketing agency working with a major shoe manufacturer that just wants it, you know, because World Cup's coming up and they want to be promoting that kind of thing. So that's the next one. And then the other market I see is colleges and universities, trying to reach out to them for that level of player. So I'm looking at the youth level, I'm looking at the schooling level, and then I'm also looking at the ability to be able to market it and whatnot. The reason for the Penn Center, I see it more of like being a car salesman, and that's my showroom. Come here, have a look, this is what we have, here's our different models, you know, kick the tires, take them out for a test drive, so to speak. So. Okay? All good?
Give it up for Mark, everybody, with that soccer training place. I should probably give that a shot myself. Okay, our next company tonight is Console. Console is a digital care coordination platform taking care of today's biggest and fastest growing challenges, unpaid family caregiving. I'm sure many of us have been in that position before. Somebody gets sick, somebody has to go in long-term care, or we have to take care of them. As care responsibilities increasingly fall on families, gaps in coordination create strain across healthcare, workplaces, and insurance systems. Using an AI-driven guidance and structured support, Console helps reduce breakdowns in the care and create continuity for families over time. Please help welcome Cindy Diogo from Console to the stage. Cindy.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I guess I'll start. Cindy, I'm the co-founder of Console. We make solutions for the people holding everything together. How many of you have ever had an unpaid job? no interview, no onboarding, and you thought at first, you know what, how bad can it be? I'll Google some stuff, I'll learn it as I go. And then you realize that this job is unpaid and it's become a second full-time job. For 1 in 5 people, that job is caregiving. And caregiving enters your life exactly this way, unpaid and unsupported. And for me, I had this job twice in my life. This summer, my husband went from a normal day into kidney failure. And like that, I became his care partner, navigating benefits, helping him understand his appointments, and even at one point, helping to administer home dialysis. And years before that, in my corporate HR job, my father was dying of cancer. And the very benefits that I helped to instill, I found didn't support the needs that I was facing. And it was devastating to realize that there was something missing in corporate. And it's becoming more common. We're facing unprecedented healthcare providers. Health issues are on the rise, and complex care is also on the rise. Care is getting more complex, and it's moving from hospital to home. And when the systems can't keep up, the families are stepping in to fill those gaps. And when the families step in to fill those gaps, it's no longer a personal problem. Oh, sorry. It's no longer a personal problem. It's a societal issue. So why do they care? Caregiving impacts a number of different businesses. When you think of employers, it shows up in employee burnout and attrition. In healthcare systems, it shows up in avoidable readmissions. And in insurances, it shows up as costly increases in claims and longer disability. So Console helps to support the caregivers from navigating through those gaps. We help to coordinate and simplify care across those systems. And instead of navigating fragmented tools and having to search, they can do it all in one place. So how do we do it? We start by understanding the profile of the caregiver to be able to personalize the services and support for them in one place. We offer them access to resources and services, and through a combination of AI and human support, we help them access backup care like home nursing and transportation services. Go ahead. And we know it's working. To date, we have over 500 active users in our system, have had a number of different pilots with large institutions, and have seen the benefits in workplaces. With the use of our tool in organizations, we've seen caregiver support delivers 3 to 6 ROI on investment. In the last 18 months, we've spent making the product strong and highly scalable. And as you can see, we've worked with a number of very large institutions, including backers in the healthcare system, that are here to make sure that we become a highly scalable category market. Under-supported caregivers creates tens of billions of dollars in downstream costs. And we've started with the industry that we can see immediate return on investment, and that's through employers. What's unique about the caregiving market is that it's one population, but across multiple payers. So we've started with employers, adding as an employee benefit for retention and to reduce attrition. And then we work into expanding into large insurances and then moving into adoption downstream through hospitals and outpatient programs. Simply put, we win because we're low cost and highly scalable, and our innovative use of agentive AI technology creates a moat for our business that's very hard to replicate. Our team is made up of founders and operators with deep caregiving, enterprise, and platform experience, and we're supported by leading healthcare organizations like Baycrest and the Center for Aging and Brain Health. With the funds that we're seeking, this gets us to scale quickly. We're looking to expand across larger markets who have demand for caregiving solutions and deepen our technology moat. And we are also looking for partnerships and additional organizations interested in piloting this solution for their employees. Caregivers is a growing demographic seeking better support services. And we're here to build the solutions they should have had all along. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was an excellent presentation.
Thank you.
Could you talk to me a little bit more about the app itself specifically? Does it integrate with any of the actual medical systems? Like, as a caregiver, would you be getting details on any of the tests or reports automatically through the app? Or is it more just a location where you are keeping notes and sort of managing yourself, but it's not integrated into the healthcare system?
Yeah, great question. So phase one for us, as I mentioned, was going and integrating into employers as an employee benefit. And so the component of agentive technology is able to ingest things like employee benefits. Phase two for us will be, and we have had conversations with healthcare organizations to start to work on outpatient programs. We are HIPAA and PIPEDA compliant and GDPR, so we do have the ability with this software in the background to ingest medical information, but we've started first in phase one in navigation, surfacing things like respite support, backup support, and then phase two, as we were building out our compliance, we can now ingest that type of information as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy, good presentation.
Thank you.
Can you take me through a typical day using your technology?
So I'll give you the example of last summer with my husband. So as I mentioned, it was June, and unfortunately, he came in from walking the dog, and he felt dizzy. We thought he was actually having a heart attack, and he's a young man. He's not that heart attacks are for older people. And so from there, we'd never had anything. We don't have anybody with any chronic or complex issues in kidney failure. So I actually used our platform over the summer. So what I was able to do with it is, first of all, understand what we were going through. So it was able to surface information. We're evidence-based about kidney failure, about chronic kidney disease. What it was then able to do is we have a son and a dog, and so navigating all of the things at home, it was able to help me organize my groceries that were validated for Michael's diagnosis. So there's a different dietary restrictions completely. It was able to do the recipes. Because of the agents in the background, it actually ordered the groceries for me. What it was able to do was help me to find some backup care in the home as well. So we needed for my son, it's not quite there, but it's almost at the assistant level where it could book that for me. So it would really, from start to finish, was able to understand his journey, support me through it, help me navigate, and then find the services and the resources that I needed to kind of, manage all of the complexity. Thank you.
For your caregiver market segment, what's the revenue model? I know you have insurance providers, employers, and caregivers. What's the revenue model there?
Our revenue model is per employee per month. So in a similar method as other benefits that you would have in a workplace, it's low cost. Of course, when we scale and we're talking to large insurers now, it's a per employee per month. That's kind of the simplest way that the Sun Lifes and the Manulifes look at it.
So if you're a caregiver without access to employer-sponsored benefits or anything like that, is there a model for those people?
Yes. So it nets out to about, we've been caregivers, so we wanted to make sure that caregivers had access. So it nets out to about $100 a year to use the platform.
Who are your competitors in this space?
So we have a main competitor in the US called Wealthly. The differentiator there is that they're very service heavy, so they rely on where we have figured out how to do a lot of the navigation, the surfacing of resources through the AI. They're very people heavy. So in the comparison, they usually charge about $500 per employee because you are accessing a human all the time. We do have backups. We do have backup support and humans in the platform, but of course we keep our costs lower because we have that agentive tech in the background.
Quick question. How do you find adoption with an older population who is providing spousal support?
So that's one of the myths that we learned in our partnership with the Center for Aging and Brain Health, is that we would think that generally adoption for technologies, they're adverse to wanting to adopt something. It's actually the opposite. As long as you can show the ROI of the platform and they can see immediate benefits and how it supports them in their day-to-day life, we've seen large adoption. We've found that they even will go and then tell their families about it as well. And so we've had older adults. We've built it very simply as well, so there's no complexity. It's really start your profile and then you can access support. Good question.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Cindy from Console. Okay, next up we have Curly Lifestyles. Curly Lifestyles is an online social club and community created for people with natural curly hair who are learning, experimenting, and embracing their curl journey. Designed for all natural hair types, this platform centers shared experiences, peer support, and real-world learning. Please help me welcome to the stage, Curly Lifestyles.
Hi everybody. Before I get started, I just want to let you know that I do have a stutter, so you will hear me repeat sounds or you will hear me repeat words, just so you know what's going on. Ready? Okay, so it's okay, I can do it, yeah. Hi everybody, my name is Miriam Zine and I'm the founder of Curly Lifestyles. Curly Lifestyles is an educational platform where we teach curly hair education in an interactive way. So when I was younger, I did not know how to take care of my curly hair. And this really affected my self-confidence and how I showed up in the world. So in 2016, I made a commitment to learn how to take care of my hair, and ever since then, I love my curls and I feel a lot more confident. In fact, 65% of the world has curly hair, and after conducting research in Niagara, 95% of the people I have surveyed have experienced the exact same problem. People have loose curly hair and tighter curly hair that they all experience the same when it comes to asking questions about their curls, which has in fact made the industry into a $15.6 billion market. So we created and launched Curly Lifestyles, which is a platform where users can create an account and learn curly hair educational content with our partnered salons. With our partner salons and experts, users can add curly friends and join challenges, like and save posts, and we are currently building out the future to find curly hair salons in your city. So, and after, we'll be taking all of the advice that we are collecting on our website to turn it into an app where we will provide you a more personalized approach. So meet Ari, and Ari is 2 years old. She has curly hair, and her parents are looking for clean curly hair products. So they will look on the curly hair app. They'll take a quiz. They'll find product recommendations, personal advice, and discover curly hairstylists within their city. We have already begun our go-to-market plan. We have been building a community since 2018 with about 25,000 people. We have impressions that range between 5 to 50,000, and our engagement rate is about 8%. We have just launched our website in the summer of 2025. Next, right now we are onboarding hair salons city by city, and we are starting this in the Niagara region, and we will be offering services for marketing. Our financial projections and our revenue model consist of salon partnerships and marketing packages, and beauty brands approximately spend about $7.7 billion per year on advertising, and digital advertising is about 33% of that spend. And here's a couple of challenges, topics, and community and events that our partners can participate in. And currently in the current market, people tend to look on social media for curly hair advice, but social media is very saturated with curly hair information. And on Curly Lifestyles, we provide advice that you can trust. So our team consists of myself, a web developer, software developers, a business coach, and we are working and partnered with 25 master students from the University of Niagara Falls. And today we're seeking the first place prize to expand our marketing reach and onboard hair salons. And thank you so much for allowing me to share my business story. And if you have curly hair, feel free to scan the QR code and join the community. Thank you.
Can you talk to us more about your revenue model and how you're going to be using your marketing services with the salons as well as the products themselves?
So currently the revenue model, it consists of only marketing packages and partnerships with the salons. So salons can partner with us, which will be a fee of $149, and that will give them access to posting on our platform. And the marketing services are marketing packages for extra visibility with our 25,000 followers.
So where is your 25,000 followers? What are their demographics and where are they located?
So they are primarily women. They are in Canada and the US, and they're about 18 to 44 years old.
So the objective for Curly Lifestyles is to become like a trusted authority on all things curly hair.
Yes.
And
yes.
then for hairstylists to essentially tap into that network and offer their services. Is that kind of the premise of the business model?
Yes, exactly. Hairstylists can find brand new. We are kind of playing Cupid. between hairstylists and people with curly hair so they can find curly hair clients.
Are there any innovative things you're trying to establish Curly Lifestyles as that recognized go-to place for things curly hair? Like you mentioned, there was a guy doing some street side interviews of people with curly hair. Is there any like innovative things you're trying to establish that cred for Curly Lifestyles?
So sorry, can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear over the mic.
Is there anything innovative you're trying to establish Curly Lifestyles as having that cred with curly hair? Like I saw in your one photo, you had a guy who was doing interviews of people street side.
Yes.
Like, is there anything you're experimenting with or anything innovative you're doing to build up that credibility?
Yes. One of them is involving the community within real life. So we like to attend events to have people speak about their curly hair and join the platform outside of our platform online. I would say that's probably one of the biggest innovative ways because yes, we love posting and communicating with people online, but we also love the in-person interaction.
Thank you for the presentation. Great job. I'd like to know more about how you're building the knowledge base about curly hair. Like, you know, people can go and Google like, oh, my hair is 2A or, you know, 4B. Yes. Like, how are you taking that to the next level and sort of saying, okay, specifically if you have, you know, a 3C hairstyle, how do you even know if you have 3C and how do you handle it and how do you get that knowledge?
Yes, that is a really good question. So for our website component, we will be working with hairstylists to actually break down that information into understandable content. So alongside people who are alongside hairstylists just updating content on the website, we will also give them a one-on-one call where we make sure that the advice that they give is really understandable. And then on our app, we will provide a quiz that users can figure out their curly hair type.
Okay, great, thank you. Have you thought about bringing someone in-house specifically who specializes in, you know, curly hair maintenance to sort of be an in-house expert to sort of validate and verify that information?
Yes, that is, we have a hairstylist who's located in Toronto. She is trying to build a curly hair educational platform for hairstylists. So we would love to work with her in the coming year.
Perfect, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, everybody. Give it up for Miriam from Curly Lifestyle. Okay. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a gentleman who's in the back corner. You see those bright lights and those plants growing. We have a company called Grow, Build, Learn, otherwise known as GBL. Grow, Build, Learn empowers communities to explore hydroponics, urban farming, and sustainable living through hands-on education and DIY innovation. Making food systems more accessible, practical, and engaging. Please help me welcome Randy from Grow, Build, Learn. Give it up for Randy.
Hello, everyone. Okay. All right. What's that? Over here. One more time. All right. So, what does resilience look like? For my family, my grandparents came just after World War II. They moved from Holland, and they didn't come with much. They came with a few kids, you could see there, but they didn't have a lot. But they had the opportunity to start a farm, and they started growing. And growing built resilience. In my experience, in my family, we started growing in our front yard a few years ago. We had a garden and we were having so much fun growing. We said, let's keep doing this when we got to November. So we bought a small hydroponic unit. We set it up in the kitchen. And my son, Santiago, who's on the autism spectrum, he just loved it. The sounds, the lights, the moving parts. He just couldn't get enough of it. It engaged him. It excited him. And for me, it excited me as well to see him actually eating some lettuce. That had never happened before. So with that inspiration, I started talking to teachers and educators. Would it be possible for kids to use growing for STEM education? And so I talked to educators and they said, it needs to be hands-on, it needs to be easy to use, and it needs to be aligned with curriculum. So that's what we've built at Grow, Build, Learn. At Grow, Build, Learn, we're building resilient students through hands-on growing experiences that are easy to use and curriculum aligned. What does that look like? Well, you can see our growing unit at the back of the room tonight. We have an easy-to-use digital companion that basically is like an intercom between plants and humans. It tells the kids in this classroom exactly what's going on. It helps them engage with the process. And finally, we have curriculum alignment through our Mars Academy. We have some animated stories. We have perfect alignment with grade 3 and grade 8 curriculum that helps students learn and be engaged with a hands-on process. So our go-to-market strategy is the 5,000 K-12 schools in Ontario. We're starting with a goal of engaging 5 schools this year. We've actually already done that. I actually had conversations with 7 schools just this week, and they're all interested, engaged. I already have invoices just as we're beginning this process. And the goal is to scale up to 250 schools in 3 years. We have a resilient business model. Basically, the plan is to start with school workshops that are $500 a workshop. And through that experience, the schools are engaged and are desiring the programming. And then we move to an annual school subscription. And with that as basically our case study, we bring that to their school boards to go for larger engagements. So what's really interesting too is that we have a funding model through both eco-school alignment, where there's funding for that, and national STEM programs that we have seen that there's funding for schools in those 2 ways. So in terms of our traction so far, we have requests from parents, principals, school board officials from over 8 different school boards across Southern Ontario. And as I said, I've already had many conversations, sales calls, and commitments for workshops and a pilot program this spring, just as we're beginning. We have a lot of great partnerships. The primary one that I'd love to celebrate is the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub. They've been great supporters of us, supporting us through the program that we've just finished, the Investment Readiness Program, and through the space that we have right here in Niagara Falls. In terms of the next steps with funding in place, just since July, we've been able to establish about $500,000 in funding. That's come through the IDEA Fund, through a program with the Ministry of Labor that's providing us 10 full-time team members and the infrastructure around that in our office space at the hub. We've also committed our own personal finances into this project. What we've got is a great team, from myself to our software team to our community outreach team. We are all local community members right here in Niagara Falls, right here in Niagara, supporting Niagara and supporting Ontario. In terms of the ask, for the investors in the room, I'd like to say, I've shown you my lettuce. I'd like you to show me yours. So that funding that we look for in the next 6 months will go to our scale up, our go to market, our inventory, and our ask tonight is if you know a teacher, if you know a principal, if you know anyone in school, introduce them to Grow, Build, Learn, because we're building resilience and it's starting right here in Niagara. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for the presentation. That's great. Could you talk to us a little bit more about any competitors in the space providing similar, learning opportunities? Because the budget, it seems like you're saying there's about an 8 to 10K per year budget for these type of materials in schools, if I understood that correctly from the
Yeah,
slide.
so our budget for an annual program would be about $4,000. For comparable ones, they can range, depending if a school is setting up something like a maker space, that can be a lot more than that. In the hydroponic space, there's not a lot of, our competitors don't have the complete package of the alignment with curriculum and the software engagement. There are other programs that have that in robotics and in other spaces, but we think that growing is basically the quintessential experience of STEM in the way that from the science to the biology to the engineering to the applications, this is 21st century STEM applied. And so we think that's what's a differentiator with our competitors as well.
Randy, I wonder if you could just sort of clarify the revenue streams for me. Who pays you? What is your projections for revenue over the next 2 to 3 years?
Sure.
And you said that this integrates into the current curriculum. How does that work with school boards? Who pays the bills on this? The school boards, the local schools? How do they raise the money to pay you?
Yeah, so there is it's a complex dance, I guess you could say, between, when we talk to principals and teachers, they have their kind of, their line item budgets that they receive from school boards. And then they also have fundraising that groups do, parent-teacher groups do, that support things like the eco-school programs. And so we think that some of that initial funding will come through that framework. And then as we establish ourselves and we identify grants that are available to schools, we can bring those grant opportunities to them as part of our sales model to say, hey, there's a grant from TD, there's a grant from this government program, and we've already done all the paperwork for you, so we're making it easy for you to receive funding for our program. So there's a bit of a walk and a journey alongside the schools, but there's some funding that's available directly, and then as we go up the chain and start working with school boards, then that funding that's grown out. To answer the first part of your question, we are lined up to have about 100K in revenue at the end of through the 26-27 year, and we have the runway of funding already in place to get us to 2027, and then we're looking for the continued sales to carry us through, and that's where we're also looking for that extra funding to that gap, where we've identified that about 50 schools on an annual license, we will be kind of net positive.
Randy, tell me about your educational background. I noticed on the one slide that it's Dr. Randy Hendricks.
Yeah, so I completed my doctorate on the topic of developing community leaders. And so with that background, I think I have that skill set to be able to build our team and to be also support that the investment and energy that we're putting into developing ambassadors for our program, to develop a volunteer network and groups as well that are going to be kind of plugged into that.
And is there a capital investment that schools need to make in order to participate in this? Like I see you have some equipment that you've brought here.
Yep. So the investment that a school would make would be that for a $4,000 subscription, they would receive all the equipment that they need and all of the software, the tools, the curriculum programming that would be offered to them. And as long as they stay within that, within our program for $4,000 every year, they would have access to all of those pieces. You know, we're still developing kind of projects in terms of seeing if, you know, if other models are more applicable or work better for certain funding mechanisms. Obviously, as a startup, we have the flexibility to adjust to what we're seeing in the market when we're having conversations. Beeping? Good? All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Give it up for Randy from Grow, Build, Learn. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to our next one, I just want to welcome a celebrity to the house. We just received word that President Sean Kennedy from Niagara College is in the building, everybody. Give a round of applause for President Sean Kennedy visiting us. Grateful to have you here. Thank you so much. So we're going to go from growing to consumption now, ladies and gentlemen. And that's exactly where we're going. Our final company this evening is Mary Jane Cones. Mary Jane Cones is a globally recognized supplier of premium rolled coals, serving brands across the U.S., Canada, and Latin America by integrating AI and technology into branding, procurement, and logistics. They are redefining how wholesale cannabis products scale globally. Please welcome to the stage, Mary Jane Cones.
You guys need two mics or only one?
If you have two mics, yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay, well, the clicker is. I can click them. I'd rather click them myself.
Okay, so just click down. I'll just get this going on. And it's not really working right now. So
Really?
Yeah, there we go. So try this. Yeah, it's not working.
It's not working?
Just tap your left hand.
Tap my left hand? Like this?
Yeah. Put your mic in your right hand and tap with your left hand.
Okay.
Is it working?
No, we gotta tap your left hand when you go to the next slide, okay? Just go to the right side. No, don't fidget. Don't be fidgety. Okay. Okay. All right. No, start here. Okay. Yep. Hi, everyone. I'm Stephen Grabenheimer, co-founder of Mary Jane Cones North America, Inc. We produce and distribute pre-roll cones across North America to cannabis brands and LPs. If you're not familiar with what a pre-roll cone is, it's essentially a cannabis joint without cannabis inside it. And our mission is simple. It's to craft premium cones with care. So, previous one. No, previous. Yeah, previous. You missed another one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, all right, so a little bit of a background about our team. I have an interesting history with the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub. I was a part of the previous cohort. I joined this cohort. I had a different startup. I left that startup, and the reason why I left and pivoted is because I formed a partnership with one of my customers, and that customer had a pre-roll cone factory in Indonesia, and I formed a strategic distribution and wholesale matrix between Indonesia and Canada and the Netherlands. And then I onboarded my best high school buddy, Chris. Chris and I go all the way back to 1993, the first day of drama class. He saw me, he saw my Cypress Hill t-shirt, and he said, hey, you're a fan too? And we kind of went from smoking doobies to selling them. Lots of them. So 90% of cannabis businesses today are being negatively impacted by tariffs and high duties. It's really hurting their margins. 80% of Ontario cannabis retailers say that advertising restrictions are impeding their growth and they're not cash flow positive. So how do we deal with the problem of not being able to advertise and really market a cannabis brand? Well, the solution is to put a logo on the tip. And to give you an example, I'm going to reference one of our customers, Northern Canna. They're a cannabis brand based out of Ontario. They really wanted their brand to pop and stand out in a competitive market at the OCS. And they leveraged Mary Jane Cones. As a result, they saw an immediate increase of 28% of an increase in revenue. And they basically pivoted all their work over to us, and they accelerated their branding workflow. So we don't just focus on pushing boxes like the competition. We really focus on delivering an amazing customer experience. And that's resulted in enhanced loyalty and customer retention. Our value proposition is one system, one solution. Design and order pre-roll cones with limitless possibility from fiber to flame. So we've got three primary channels to our business. The first consists of branded pre-roll cones with a logo on the tip, then unbranded pre-roll product that's available on demand, and lastly, we have a 3D rendering order management SaaS tool. You can kind of think of it like Vistaprint, but for pre-rolled cones. We have amazing momentum in the cannabis market. Last year, we sold 28 million cones. We did 1.1 million in annual revenue, and we have a customer satisfaction rating exceeding 88%. Chris.
Hello, everyone. Christopher Ward here with Mary Jane Cones. And I'd like to say in the last year, we've seen a massive shift in the industry, with pre-rolls becoming the #1 selling SKU in the market, actually surpassing the sales of cannabis flower on its own, making this an amazing time to be involved in the pre-roll cone industry. Okay. So basically, why us? Well, I'll tell you why us. We set to have nothing but the highest standard of QA standards, and we also locally warehouse large amounts of unbranded product ready to be shipped at any given time. We've also simplified the ordering process of custom cones with our online 3D rendering tool. We also handle all of your logistics needs as far as your custom cones, whether they be international or domestic. If you take a quick look at our competitive analysis, we definitely differentiate ourselves from the competition in various ways. However, the key factor for us here is really our 3D online rendering tool. Basically, what it all boils down to is customization through technology and AI. Okay, 2026 marks the opportune time to invest in Mary Jane Cones as we expand into the US and as we expand into the retail space as well. We will continue to actively market through our social feeds and by attending all industry trade shows and networking events. Financial projections. So, in 2024, Mary Jane Cones did over $300,000 in annual revenue. And I'm extremely proud to announce that in 2025, we hit $1.1 million in annual revenues. Moving into the US in 2026 and expanding into the retail market, we expect to hit $3 million in annual revenues. And upon the completion of our expansion in 2027, $8 million in annual revenue. Okay, so how will we deploy $1 million in capital raised? Well, I'll tell you. We're going to use those funds to further our expansion into the US, and we're going to locally warehouse large amounts of unbranded products there as well. We're also going to use these funds to complete the development of our 3D customization tool and our online order management platform. Last but not least, we would like to open a dedicated sales team here locally in Niagara Falls with local Niagara Falls sales agents as well. And this is our last SKU for the night, and this is one I'm very proud of. In just 2 short years, and bootstrapped I might add, Mary Jane Cones has captured 2.5% of the $44 million Canadian pre-roll cone market. You know what, sometimes I have to let it sink in as well. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Awesome, thank you guys. I'd like you to explain a little bit about where your money's coming from. You were giving us different ways that you compete against the markets and how you're different, and what you're seeing in terms of how that revenue is shifting towards the customization on those cones.
So the first question was where the money is coming from. So most of our business comes from large-scale cannabis processors, which are like cannabis manufacturing companies that make pre-roll cones in the millions and edibles and such. So that's a great customer channel for us, as well as the actual brands themselves, the direct cannabis brands. And that would make up our primary market. In terms of our business, it's about 80% custom, maybe 20% unbranded. So there's definitely the majority of our business is certainly from customization, and we're working with some of the leading brands in Canada. You know, Canopy Growth. We're working with Northern Canada. We're working with 67 Sins. We're working with public companies like Figure. So you know, we've had a lot of traction with public companies, micros, kind of anywhere between SMB to enterprise, as far as it relates to cannabis, that is.
And what's the difference between your custom cones and like the Vista print cones?
Basically, we have two different types of cones. One is unbranded. Unbranded can go to anybody in the market that really doesn't, have a next level or elevated brand. Our custom cones are specifically designed for people who want to market their brands, as advertising cannabis in Canada is illegal. So what they do is they advertise through the branding of the product, through the packaging and so forth. So a lot of customers start with us as an unbranded customer, and then we educate them on the benefits of moving into a customized product. And that's really how we kind of shift them over from unbranded to branded.
And your margin increase from unbranded to branded?
Absolutely. There's a premium that we charge for having a custom branded product, and then it leads to more opportunities. So we do your custom cones. Now we can do your custom packaging. We can do custom tubes to hold your cones, and it just leads to, obviously, many more opportunities.
Do you do any direct-to-consumer sales, or is this all business to business?
Yeah, we offer direct-to-consumer products. However, it hasn't been the focus of our business. It's actually a part of our expansion plans. So we sort of started off with like a land and expand by leveraging our personal networks. We've got friends at LPs, and we were able to get a lot of amazing referrals from processors and cannabis brands themselves. We did have some product out on Amazon, but we actually had a brand restriction, and we stopped selling on Amazon. And we've created a sub-brand called MJC that's going to be specific to Amazon, because they have a different naming nomenclature than we have in Canada around the cannabis industry. So you can only brand a cannabis brand if it doesn't sound like it's a cannabis brand. So we've had some challenges in Canada as a result of the Amazon restriction, to be quite honest with you, but it hasn't really impeded our growth. It was a small channel of our revenue anyways. The majority of the revenue in the cannabis pre-roll cone space is all in the actual branded or unbranded product that's sold in stores like the OCS, government platforms, and dispensaries. So yeah, the old days of like buying your papers in the store, rolling them yourself, becoming passé. It's more for the older generation. The younger generation is all pivoted towards pre-roll cones, away from roll your own for the most part.
Are there any other product lines adjacent to cones that you are considering expanding into?
I'm sorry, can you repeat
Are there
that?
any other products or product lines that you're considering expanding into other than just cones themselves?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. In 2026, we're actually looking to expand to full-on cannabis packaging, which goes hand in hand with cones as well. And to add what Steve was just saying, we actually have an entire line of retail products that we've already designed that we haven't had time to bring to the market yet. I myself come from the legacy market, so when we first started, a lot of the guys that I worked with back then have actually moved into legitimate processors, cultivators. So we went to them and we really hit the ground running, and it's Steve and I. So it really captured all of our time over the last 2 years. For 2026, that's why we're looking to raise capital, because we do want to move into the retail space. We've had meetings with Couche-Tard and the likes of that as well. So we spoke to some very major players in the space, and we fully intend on bringing our full line of products to the retail space this year.
So the cone itself, you manufacture the cone yourself?
We actually have a partner. Well, as Steve mentioned before, he used to have another startup, and he was selling lighting that killed airborne pathogens. And he sold some to a manufacturer in Indonesia. And what they were manufacturing is pre-roll cones. And they were looking to come into the North American space, but they didn't have any partners. And that's kind of how that partnership was formed. So they produce specifically for us. So we really control the manufacturing. So if somebody was to call us tomorrow and give us a PO for a great big custom deal, we can actually stop the manufacturing, whatever's going on, and get directly onto that job, which has won us a lot of contracts, because a lot of people get put into a queue waiting to get these custom jobs done, when we can go ahead and turn these around and have them shipped to Canada within 2 weeks.
Okay, so just to clarify, you don't manufacture the product, you import it from Indonesia?
That's right. Yeah, our
And
partners are Indonesia.
Your strategic advantage or your secret sauce is the advertising.
It is the branding, but also we have a direct partnership with the manufacturer, which is extremely rare in our industry.
Okay, but you're selling the product to cannabis stores, correct?
No, the majority of our customers are actually cultivators or people that own brands, so we sell it in bulk to them. Then they, in turn, sell them in the OCS stores.
Okay, so then they're selling it into the OCS stores because it's got their logo, their branding. So that's your strategic edge in the market, is that you provide a personalized identification for the people that are selling. So what are your competitors doing? Is there any competition in the market on cones?
Yeah, there's absolutely competition. Just to give you some insight in terms of how much of a market share we've captured, the pre-roll cone space in Canada specifically right now is at 44 million. And we did 1.1 million last year. So we captured 2.5% of the total market last year. But yeah, with respect to the competition, there's some great formidable competitors out there that have been around since the mid-'80s and late '90s and even earlier, going back 150 years, like companies like Republic Technologies that deploy products like Zigzag and OCB that have been in convenience stores for decades. And we compete against those legacy players, but we also compete against similar startups like us that have entered the space once legalization happened in 2018. But you know, the momentum here is really on our rapid growth. You know, if I was to say that we're wildly different than a lot of our competitors, I would be lying. But you know, we do have a technology advantage. We're building a SaaS platform for customization, and you know, we've really been able to capture the market, quite frankly, through grit, technology, and ingenuity. But yeah, there's plenty of folks doing similar work than us. What separates us is, again, it's the technology and it's our grit, yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. You've had some great success for the business so far. In terms of your long-term objectives, are you looking to essentially run this business for another 20 years, or is there a specific exit that you're looking to grow towards? Can you talk about sort of what your thoughts are in that direction?
Well, I don't see, yeah, in the coming years, there's a lot of expansion we can do. There's a ton of other segments of the market that we want to touch on that we haven't had the chance to. So I don't see an exit, any immediate exit. I actually see a lot of growth over the coming years. Yeah, absolutely. So like I was mentioning before, there's a whole other suite of products that we want to engage in. And over the next 7 years or so, I can see us busy doing that. Yeah.
Okay, great. And from the perspective of an investor, if an investor was to come in, the return for an investor would be through the exit, or would you be looking to issue dividends or another type of return in the interim?
We're quite flexible. We'd be open to issuing dividends if the agreement was right, if the partnership felt good. Or we could, you know, just do equity and then the investor would make the revenue and the exit. So we're pretty flexible, to be honest. It's really about the vibe of the investor. If it's a good cultural mix for us, if we have trust in them, we'd be pretty flexible, I would say. Yeah. But our EBITDA is about 26% right now.
Okay, thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Great job, bro.
Thank you, man.
Great job. All right, guys, give it up one more time for Mary J. Cones. All right. At this time, we're going to have our lovely judges deliberate, and we're going to take a couple of minutes now. If you guys want to go ahead and grab some food or some drinks, use the washroom, now would be the time to do so before we announce the winners. And also, this is going to be your last chance to go ahead and select your vote for the People's Choice Awards. So with that being said, we're going to give away a very unique prize, and I would like to call up to the stage Motaz, the founder of Soccer Realty. Give him a nice big round of applause.
Hi guys, thank you for supporting us and follow us for our social media, and like we just gonna do the giveaway. Matt, it's yours.
Okay, and the winner is Sammy Ibrahim. Congratulations, everyone give Sammy a nice big round of applause. Okay, beautiful. If you guys want to go ahead and take 10, 15 minutes, then we're going to go be back and announce our winners. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be back momentarily.
announce our prize winners tonight from the pitch competition. First, I want to thank our sponsors for the pitch prizes, FMI Securities, Michael Plantai, Evan Tech Solutions, and West Ridge Benefits. One more time, give a round of applause for our prize sponsors tonight. Okay, our third place prize presented by West Ridge Benefits. Can I get a drum roll, please? Oh, fantastic drum roll. Wow, you got a good R. You sure you're not Spanish? Okay. All right, please help me welcome that soccer training place in the third prize place. Come on up, Mark Green. Judges, I invite you guys up for the photo as well, too. Please come up for the photo, judges. Come on up, Mark. Grab your big check. That soccer training place, guys. If you haven't practiced over there, it's time. FIFA World Cup is around the corner. Make sure you get your touches in, everybody. Yeah. Come on up, come on up. Where's Dean Spirinello? Dean. He might went home to his kids. Oh, no, there he is, getting a beer. Okay, good thing it's after hours. Okay, we won't tell your bosses. All right, get up here, Dean. A check mark in the middle. Get in the middle, Mark. That's your check to grab. All right, look for the cameras. Fallon in the middle. You can't miss her. Pink hair. Okay. Congratulations, Mark. Third place, that soccer training place. Judges, stay up here. Okay. In your turn now, Matt. I can't do this all myself.
Okay, all right. So our second place is $2,000, proudly sponsored by Evan Tech Solutions. Drum roll, please. Our second place winner is
TradeWorks Environmental, everybody.
Congratulations to our second place winner.
Mancini. Get up here, Manny. Come up here. Yeah, come on up for a photo, everybody. Get up there. Manny Mancini, TradeWorks. Remember what she says. Your number 2 is her number 1. That's what I learned tonight, right? Poop is good.
That is.
For Manny, everybody. Come on up here, Manny. Round of applause, Manny Mancini with TradeWorks. Get in there. Get in the check. Come on. Big photo, everybody. Round of applause for TradeWorks and Manny Mancini taking home the $2,000 prize. Congratulations. Now, the first prize, please. The one that's been long awaited here. And this is brought to you by Michael Plantai and FMI Securities. $3,000 on the table. Please give it up for Consul and Cindy Diogo. Get up here, Cindy. Come on up, everybody. Michael Plantai, please come on up for your photo. Okay. Tears of happiness, everybody. That's what we're all about here. Get up here, Michael. Get up here. Congratulations to Cindy, everybody. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. Now we're going to go through our Community People's Choice Awards. Okay, but we're going to have to write the check, so you're going to have to give us a minute or two to choose those. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. But I want to remind you that after this event, we have a live DJ over in the Singing Cafe over there. We encourage all you guys to have some coffee, grab some drinks, grab some food, head over to the cafe and dance the calories away. It is the new year, so we have to try to watch the figure. Beach season is around the corner, everybody. We're going to do right now, you're going to do the community prizes, so you're going to come right up. So give us a couple minutes. We're going to write the check for our People's Choice Awards. Thank you. Okay, everybody, it's now time for our People's Choice Award. We have 2 prizes. And again, thank you to our sponsor for the People's Choice Award, Michael Plantai and FMI Securities. Our first community award for the People's Choice Award goes to Elemental Jade. Come on up here, Elemental Jade. $500, FMI Securities. And Michael Plantai, come on up here, come on up here. Elemental was part of a magnificent women's market last year, and now she's a winner. Get in the middle, you're in the middle. Hey, come on, bring the average of the photo up. Okay, everybody, smile. Give it up for Elemental J. Congratulations, everybody. A family of entrepreneurs. A family of entrepreneurs. And our second People's Choice Award goes to Monica Singh from Happy Cramps, everybody. Come on up here, Monica. Happy Cramps. What? Is she here? We see Monica. Monica Singh. There she is. Raise your hands, everybody. Happy Cramps. If you have cramps, you can now be happy with them, everybody. Great patch. You can find it exclusively at the Women's Market here in Niagara, 4525. Give it up for Monica Singh with Happy Cramps, everybody. Round of applause. Thank you so much, everybody. That concludes our pitch competition. Welcome to stick around, go visit some booths, grab some drinks, grab some food, and of course, go visit the DJ over at Singing Cafe. On behalf of the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub, all of our partners, and all of you guys showed up here, thank you so much for coming. We look forward to seeing you in 2026 for another amazing year. Round of applause, everybody. Okay, everybody. Adios. Good night. Au revoir.
What? I did. Yeah, like 3 times.